So you want to know what to do with all that money that you just earned by closing your very first wholesale deal. Well, today we're going to be pulling back the curtain on my 4 steps that I think you should take immediately after your very first deal. Stay tuned. What's going on, clever investors? It's your boy Cody Sperber back again with another dope training video. Today we're going to be talking about my 4 steps you should immediately take after you receive your first deal check. Now, this is a humongous accomplishment for you, but if you're not careful, you could actually squander away this amazing moment in time. And we don't want that to happen. But first, if you're new to my channel, I like to just take a quick second to say, welcome here. This channel is all about escaping the rat race through creative real estate investing strategies. So if that's something that interests you, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, turn on post notifications. That way you're notified every time I drop fresh new content just like this one. All right, let's dive on in and start with my first step. Step number 1 is to celebrate. Let me be the first YouTuber and real estate investor to just tell you congratulations. Please don't look past this step because if you're like me, it probably took a ton of effort and sacrifice to get that first deal locked up, under contract, flipped out to a cash buyer, and finally closing it and getting that deal check is an amazing accomplishment. The process of doing a wholesale deal, there's a lot of moving pieces, and it's extremely important that you take some time to actually reflect on your success and celebrate it by smashing the like button, which is a great first step, and also do something fun with the people that matter most to you. If you're married, take your significant other out on a date. Take him or her to a nice restaurant. Or if you have kids, reward them with some games or apps or whatever kids are into nowadays. Take the time to actually celebrate. And if you do this, it's going to lead to a higher sense of fulfillment in your life. And you're going to actually lead to bigger and better successes. That's just the way it works. And if you don't have anybody else to celebrate with, I'll do it with you. In fact, let's just do it right now. Just reach your hand up like this, bend over, and tap yourself on the back. That's what we're working with here on YouTube. In layman's terms, when you celebrate your success, it actually helps your brain produce behaviors that lead to the same success, if not greater successes. Now, obviously, don't go overboard with this and spend your entire deal check on, something crazy like I did when I bought that car. It was kind of worth it. That's not what I'm saying. All right? What I'm saying is just take the time to do something awesome with the people that you love. All right, moving on. Step number 2 is to analyze. And when I'm saying the word analyze, what I'm talking about is what marketing channel led to the deal, or what could you have done differently to be able to sweeten the deal or maximize your profits. This is a very important step to take because you need to be able to replicate your success. And the only way to replicate this is to analyze the deal and find out what worked and what didn't work so that way you can repeat the process and get better results each and every time. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to ask yourself some pretty important questions. Question number 1 is, what marketing channel did your deal come from? You have to know where the lead came from. Did you get it through direct mail? Did you get it through cold calling or bandit sign campaigns or your Facebook ads or pay-per-click ads or driving for dollars? Where did the lead come from? Understanding where the deal came from is going to give you 2 very important pieces of information that you can't miss. The first piece of info is pretty obvious. Which marketing campaign actually worked for you? And then the second piece is, what is your return on investment for that particular deal? Now, for example, let's just say your deal came in through a direct mail campaign and the total amount you spent was $1,500 in direct mail marketing. And let's say you made $5,000 on your first deal. This means that your marketing ROI for direct mail is roughly 233%. That means for every dollar that you spent on direct mail, you receive $2.33 back. It's very, very important for you to calculate your marketing ROI because it's the only way to know if you're actually making money on your deals. Use this formula to calculate your ROI. It's gross profit minus marketing investment divided by your marketing investment. All right. Question number 2 is, how did you find your cash buyer? Now, everybody remembers their first deal, but not everybody goes back and capitalizes on one of the main things that went right about that particular deal. Consider figuring out where your cash buyer came from and try to use this as a case study to lure more cash buyers into your network. Now, a lot of times newbie wholesalers smash the like button right now. And they also make the mistake of thinking that they can always rely on that one cash buyer or their first cash buyer to just continually buy properties from them. And that might not always be the case. Work on building your cash buyer list by figuring out how you found your first cash buyer and then aggressively seek out new cash buyers. Number 3, could there have been any way to sweeten the deal or make more money? Now, there's always going to be ways to improve your deals. Maybe you could have asked the cash buyer to pay more money for the deal, or maybe you could have gone back to the seller and renegotiated the deal a little bit more to increase your spread. Either way, ask yourself, how could you have improved the deal? A simple improvement can put an extra $1,000 to $2,000 in your pocket per deal. Now, step number 3 is budget. Now, you've just closed your first deal, and if you hit it big, you're probably most likely like $10,000 or more richer than you were before. For me, my first deal was $40,000, which is the amount I was making as a full-time bookkeeper working my butt off for an entire year. I did it in a single deal. But let's just say you made $10,000 and now you're staring at it. It's in your bank account. What would you do with that money? In fact, drop me a comment down below what you would do if you made an extra $10,000 or more on your first wholesale deal. I bet this is going to get interesting. But let's just say you made $10,000. It's so important to understand that you're now running a business. And if you want to be able to continue to be successful and do more deals, then you got to have a budget. And the best way to figure out your budget is to use your marketing ROI, which is why I taught you that earlier, as your primary budget, and then build in other factors such as taxes, wages, and savings. Now, one of my favorite books on budgeting and cash flow management is a book called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. All right, now in this book, he helps you set up a cash flow management system that helps you reinvest your earnings, build savings, and explode your growth. So I highly recommend that you check that book out. Now, step number 4 is to set goals. Now that you've gotten the deal done and you know exactly where the deal came from and how to do the deal and how to set your budgets, it's time for the really exciting part, which is how many deals per month do you really want to do? How do you want to scale your business? How do you want to get that realized continual success? Well, how you do it is by setting goals. Now, we all know and have set goals in the past. We understand what goals are, but do you know how to set them properly? Well, there's a method called the SMART method, and it's actually an acronym for how to set goals in an effective manner. The S, it stands for specific, meaning that your goals, they can't be vague, and they must have specific targets in mind. The M stands for measurable, meaning that your goals should have a numeric value placed on them, like a dollar amount or a quantity. The A stands for attainable, meaning that it should be a goal that can be achieved and not something that's unrealistic. The R stands for relevant, meaning the goal pertains to your life and your business and it's not something random. And the T, it stands for timely, meaning that you have a deadline on when this goal should get done. Now, a quick example of a SMART goal for wholesaling can be something like this. I want to wholesale 2 to 3 more real estate deals, making an average of $7,000 per deal by the end of January 2020. Now, this goal, it's obviously very specific. It's measurable by us calling out the $7,000 per deal. It's attainable because you've actually wholesaled real estate deals before. It's relevant because you're referring to your real estate business, and it's timely because it specifically says by the end of January 2020. So here's what I want you to do. Let's end this one strong by making 3 to 5 SMART goals for yourself, and let's see how that affects your business, and I have a feeling it's going to affect it in a massive way. All right, guys, that's all I have for you in today's training video. I hope you got a tremendous amount of value from this one. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button real quick. Just tappy tap on it. Hook a poor YouTuber up. It's really going to help me, break through the YouTube algorithm. That's your way of giving back to me for all this amazing value that I'm hopefully bringing to you. Until next time, I am Cody Sperber, the original Clever Investor. If you want more training, check out the links in the description down below. And until our next training video, take care, comb your hair, Sperber out.